Have you ever imagined that a young man once existed who conquered half the world before the age of 30? A king whose name made entire empires tremble. A man history remembers as Alexander the Great. Born in the land of Macedonia, this young warrior was not just a king. He was a dream of ruling the entire world. In today's video, we will uncover the incredible story of Alexander the Great, his battles, his victories, and the secret that made him one of the greatest conquerors in history. Alexander the Great was born in 356 BC in Macedonia. His father was King Philip II, a powerful ruler and military genius. From childhood, Alexander was different from other children. It is said that as a young boy, he managed to tame a wild horse that even experienced soldiers could not control. The horse's name was Bucephalus, and it later became Alexander's most loyal companion. Alexander was educated by the famous philosopher Aristotle. Aristotle taught him philosophy, science, politics, and military strategy. But deep inside Alexander's heart, there was only one dream: to conquer the world. When Alexander was only 20 years old, his father Philip II was assassinated. Many people believed the kingdom would become weak. But the young Alexander quickly crushed rebellions and strengthened his army. Then he made a bold declaration: "I will not only rule Macedonia, I will rule the world." At that time, the Persian Empire was the greatest empire on earth. Its ruler, King Darius III, commanded hundreds of thousands of soldiers. But Alexander was not afraid. In 334 BC, he began his march into Asia with his army. The first major battle took place at the river Granicus. A terrifying battle erupted beside the river. Arrows filled the sky, swords clashed violently, and the ground shook beneath the horses. Alexander himself fought at the front lines. In the end, the Persian army was defeated. But this was only the beginning. After every great victory, Alexander built a new city. These cities were named Alexandria. The most famous of them was Alexandria in Egypt. When Alexander entered Egypt, the people welcomed him as a savior. Some even called him the son of a god. There he founded a magnificent city that later became a center of knowledge and civilization. Now the final showdown between Alexander and Darius III was approaching. The decisive battle took place at Gaugamela. Darius had war elephants, chariots, and a massive army. Alexander's forces were far smaller in number, but Alexander's military strategy was extraordinary. He arranged his troops in a brilliant formation and launched a sudden attack at the center of the Persian army. Chaos spread through the Persian lines. King Darius fled the battlefield, and in that moment, the mighty Persian Empire collapsed forever. Even after conquering Persia, Alexander did not stop. Now his eyes were set on India. Crossing dangerous mountains, deserts, and rivers, he marched toward the Indian subcontinent. There he faced the powerful King Porus. Porus was a brave ruler whose army included terrifying war elephants. A fierce battle began. Rain poured from the sky, mud covered the battlefield, elephants roared, and swords flashed in every direction. Eventually, Alexander emerged victorious. But when he saw the wounded Porus standing before him, he asked, "How should I treat you?" Porus proudly replied, "Treat me as one king treats another." Alexander was deeply impressed by this answer. Instead of punishing him, he restored Porus to his throne. Alexander wanted to march even farther. He dreamed of conquering the entire world. But his soldiers were exhausted. After years of endless battles, they had lost the strength to continue. Finally, the army refused to move forward. For the first time in his life, Alexander was forced to stop. During the journey back, Alexander became seriously ill. At only 32 years old, the greatest conqueror in the world was approaching death. According to legend, before he died, he said, "When my coffin is carried, leave my hands outside so the world can see that even the man who conquered the world leaves empty-handed." In 323 BC, Alexander the Great died, but his name became immortal in history. Alexander the Great was not just a king. He was a symbol of ambition, courage, power, and pride. He showed the world how far determination can take a human being. But his story also reminds us that even the greatest power on earth cannot defeat death. If you enjoyed this historical story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below which historical figure you want to see in the next episode. Goodbye.